All right, Arvin, we're back for another one. So I know we've talked in recent weeks about some of the opportunities with, requesting reimbursements from Amazon. So we've got some other videos. If you haven't checked those out, make sure you do. But today specifically, we're going to talk about one of the biggest, I think you said the biggest category of inventory and therefore reimbursement discrepancies or opportunities, and that is warehouse loss, warehouse damaged. So things you've shipped in as an Amazon FBA seller to an Amazon warehouse, and then they've been distributed across the fulfillment network. So they're moving between warehouses. Customers are ordering the product, it's getting returned, it's getting smashed by robots or by whatever. All these different things that can happen once it's in their network. So I guess just to kind of ask the simple question, like, can you kind of break down what the opportunity is here in terms of you as a seller being able to identify discrepancies and ask Amazon for reimbursements? Like what can be done?
Yeah, yeah, for the warehouse lost and damage. So again, these are all the inventories that Amazon already received and they're storing in your warehouse. And as you mentioned, Amazon is moving this inventory from place to place just to meet the requirements of their Amazon customers. And one of the reasons could be why this is actually the biggest type of reimbursement in my own experience is because you can work back up to the last 18 months. Imagine like if no one has like done a reimbursement for you and Amazon, like actually definitely they have lost your inventory because sometimes they are putting it to an incorrect bin and then they cannot find the units. Also, I'm not making any accusation in here. Sometimes probably got stolen or got lost during transit. So and then running a reconciliation based on the transaction ID number of your inventory then will help you really identify easily if any of your units have been marked as missing
Sure.
or even damaged. So then once you have that, like I think we covered it on the last video, but yeah, once you have identified the transaction ID number and then the FNSKU number, you can run it on a workflow for because the warehouse damage and the loss damage, they have their own workflow where you can file a case. So just put it in there and it will automatically tell you if this is eligible for reimbursement, and
Mhm.
usually they will say that this is not eligible for the reimbursement. Just challenge it. Raise a case and ask them, yeah, this is still marked as damage based on the most recent report. Why it is not eligible? Can you please explain? So yeah, you can always challenge it. Though it's a little bit challenging to challenge it because it's a workflow. They will just give you another canned response, but you can always, yeah, ask them for more information.
So I guess the next question is, where do you access this report or this information? Which report do you use from Seller Central that gives you kind of a starting point for figuring out, oh yeah, there's a discrepancy here, where can
Mhm.
that be found?
It is on the fulfillment menu, and then under that you can go to the inventory ledger report, and then just download the report there. I think one of the drop downs says the adjustment, so you just have to use this report to actually help you identify if there's any damaged inventory that is not yet reimbursed or any missing inventory that Amazon is not issuing a reimbursement to you yet, because by default actually all of this damage and warehouse lost, Amazon should automatically issue a reimbursement to you, but then their system is still a little bit flawed, so you really need to ask rather to do a reconciliation and ask for a reimbursement, because
Mhm.
if not, after the 18 months and you discover that 100 of your units are actually missing or damaged, but it's already on its 19th month, then yeah, it will not be eligible for reimbursement anymore.
Yeah, so it's a good idea as a seller for you to kind of periodically be doing an audit of your account. And we've mentioned this before, but obviously if you're just getting started or lower volume seller, maybe you're only doing 100 units in sales a month, obviously you might not necessarily need to do an audit every week, maybe just once a month. If you're doing thousands of units per week, probably a good idea to at least be doing a bi-weekly kind of audit of your account, if not weekly or more frequently than that as well. Just so you're constantly
Yeah.
kind of catching these. My next question, so when you do actually find a discrepancy and open a case for it, what are the things Amazon is going to ask you for in order to do the investigation and issue you a refund, I suppose?
Yeah, for this kind of reimbursement, actually Amazon will not ask you any supporting documents because these are the units that they already received and they are already storing it in the warehouse. And you just able to identify that these units are actually damaged, but where's my reimbursement? Or maybe on the report it says that it is missing, but where's my reimbursement? So yeah, no info additional information needed. Unlike the lost inbound where you have to provide invoices.
Yeah, got it. I know I will say on my side, and this might have changed from when I used to be the one opening cases, but normally I think, yeah, they didn't ask for anything. However, sometimes when they would auto decline or send me a canned decline, response, and I knew for a
Yeah.
fact that we'd actually sent the inventory in, sometimes I would take it as next step and say, like, okay, well, you're saying no, but let me show you the proof. We sent in these 5 shipments. Here are the shipment IDs, total quantity of 1,000. Yet your adjustments and everything are showing that there's only 985 units in the system moving around. So no, you do need to go back and investigate it. And then that's worked in the past. I don't know, would that kind of thing still work today, do you think, or not as much?
Yeah, well, actually, that's an inventory reconciliation kind of asking for a reimbursement because the one that I'm pertaining to earlier is the one that you identify based on the report as damaged but still not reimbursement, the reimbursed and also lost but still not reimbursed. However, on the reconciliation, there like for as you said, these are the total beginning inventory that I have beginning of the month, but then this is the number of units that I actually sent, and these are the number of units that has been sold and reimbursed and should be by the end of the month the total number of my inventory in your warehouse should be 100 units, but it is only telling me that I have 95. So what happened to the remaining 5 units that is either not categorized as damage or not categorized as lost? So yeah, it's as again I mentioned it several times in some of the videos that we recorded, that understanding the Amazon report is very useful. And this is one of the example that will help you understand and I mean maximize or utilize the report of Amazon. When you know how to reconcile and ask Amazon and show it to Amazon that this is the proof. It is really missing 5 units. Where is it now?
Yeah,
Because there's no disposition of that item. You don't know what it is, but it
right.
is missing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's a good point too. Yeah, understanding the reports is a power user knowledge thing. I think like everyone should know how to use them. And to be honest, they change fairly often, and I'm not. You know
Oh,
them
yeah.
better than me. I don't know them that well anymore. Just it's been so long. So they're constantly evolving. You got to stay on top of it, or have someone on your team that does. Anything else you want to add about this reimbursement categorization?
Yeah, well, it's not about the categorization of the reimbursement, but overall, like the reimbursement, why it is important is because, it is helping you lessen any unnecessary expenses because, once the product is damaged and lost and Amazon is not reimbursed, they didn't reimburse you for that one, then you are actually recording on in your book cost of goods sold, like as like it's a lost inventory and you didn't sell anything for that. Imagine that you paid for the warehouse, then there will be like FBA fees as well, and then at the same time, aside from you diminishing your these unnecessary expenses, you're actually increasing your profit at the same time because the reimbursement is issued to you based on your current selling price minus the Amazon fee. So as if you really like sold the product, and let's say 100 of your units have been lost, and then your current selling price is let's say $20, and the FBA fee is estimated to be $5. So 15 units, $15 net times the 100 units. So you have that additional profit for that reimbursement. So yeah.
So yeah, there's a big, I mean, who doesn't want more money, and especially money that Amazon is keeping from you. So that's why this is important and useful, and all sellers should be doing this at some point. Um, Arvin, thank you. That was great. I think that'll be it for this video. If anyone watching, listening does have questions, obviously let us know in the comments down below, or get in touch with us. I'll put probably our LinkedIn's or something like that. You can reach out, ask us questions if there's anything else we can do to help or point you in the right direction. I think that's it. Without further ado, we'll be back for some more videos, but yeah, cheers. We'll see everyone soon.
Thanks.